Hey guys, so today I'm going to discuss the past and present of A.E Gough & Sons. First, I'm going to get right into the history of the company. We've been operating for almost 100 years now, but this is really simple. In 1926, Albert Edward Gough started the business. He started one lorry and performed all the work himself. All the driving, all the behind the scenes, and all the paperwork. Unless you work within the haulage industry, you will have no idea of how much work that really is. It's unbelievable. When he started the company, it was roughly 60 years before A.E Gough & Sons had its first phone fitted into a vehicle, let alone having a phone in the office. At the peak of the company, while Albert worked for it, they had 3 lorries which were all manual, shovel on, shovel off. This meant that all products and goods had to be physically shoveled onto the back of the lorries and shoveled off when they reached their destination. There was no hydraulics and no ability to just tip the load off and drive straight on. His son Derek joined the company when he was 17. Derek was my grandfather. I always remember him telling me how he never went and did a test or a theory test. He walked in, signed his name on the dotted line, and just walked out with both his car and HGV license. Derek never retired and was always proud of the work he did. In 1966, Derek became a partner within the company with his brother when his father, Albert, retired. His brother Stuart joined the company in 1966 and was seeing as he was trained as a mechanic and started driving for the company in that year. In 1992, Simon and Michael became official partners with Stuart and Derek. Simon and Michael are Derek's 2 sons. Simon is my uncle and Michael is my father. They'd driven for the company for the few years before that, and they had always had a passion for lorries which their dad, Derek, had bestowed in them. A few years after they became official partners, Stuart left the company. In 2012, the whole company was shocked when, very quickly and suddenly, Derek passed away. However, he definitely left his imprint on the company. Derek loved his work. He was one of the oldest lorry drivers in Europe when he passed away. And not only did he instill a passion for lorries and a passion for the company in his 2 lads, he also instilled it in his grandchildren, where many of us have come up and either, as we've grown up, worked for the company or work for the company now. A great way to identify when vehicles were from is by the colour of them. Before 2000, we had brown lorries. Then in 2000, we moved to blue, which has personally been my favourite. And then in 2011, we have changed to silver. I was raised with blue, and I imagine that's why they were my favourite. And I imagine if you ask Michael and Simon, their favourites would be brown, even though they were truly disgusting. So how do we operate now and where are we now? Simon and Michael both work for the company full-time as office employees. They work extremely hard, extremely long hours, but are still extremely passionate about the work they do. They can be up at 4 o'clock in the morning on the phone to drivers and to customers, and then they cannot stop working until 10 o'clock at night still on the phone. Even if they're not at the office, they're usually talking to employees or talking to customers through their phones. The unbelievable number of phone calls and office work that they do. They've grown the fleet to now 34 strong. They both have stood down from driving, Michael in 2005 and Simon in 2006, and both now work full-time in the office. There are 2 other full-time employees. This includes Barbara Gough, Michael's wife, and Jill Evans, both of which are valued members of the team and work extremely hard for the business. We have another full-time member of staff who's currently on maternity leave, and A.E Gough. She is Michael's eldest daughter and my old sister. We also have had another full-time employee, Dan Gough, Simon's lad. He worked for the company until a few years ago when he left to study in America, his master's in business. However, whenever he's back in the UK, he usually ends up working for the company and covering when staff are off. There are 2 part-time employees. myself and my sister Keris. We both work Saturdays and a few extra hours in the week to ensure all the paperwork's completed. During the coronavirus pandemic, I work extra hours to help cover for people who are off within the business. Oh, and I will be fired if I fail to mention Rusty. Rusty is my family's and Michael's dog. If you ask Michael, Rusty guards. But if you ask anyone else, yeah, he definitely sleeps. Or waits for Nana G, my nan, Michael and Simon's mum, to come down the yard and give him biscuits. We're going to go into more depth in the future about how our company operates, about the past and about historical events we've been involved in. So we'll keep you updated on those, but those will be some really interesting videos for you to watch. We now have 4 8-wheelers and 30 Arctics. These range in manufacturers from Scania to Volvo to DAF, Mercedes and Renault. We have 2 yards, one in Llandrindod and one in Llandybia. Our home depot in Llandrindod is our main depot, where we have our office, where all our office staff work. We have our workshop where we can perform mechanical repairs on all the vehicles. And we have a wash station. We also sell sand and gravel in smaller loads from here and deliver to the local area. This is our home depot and has been for a long time, since we moved from our original depot, which was just above a shop in Llandrindod. We also have a satellite depot in Llandybia. This has a small office with a pressure washing station to clean the vehicles whenever the vehicles are in the depot, and lots of space to park the vehicles over the weekends or whenever they're not out working. So this is a little after note. I've been told off for calling it depot. So for anyone that struggles with, it's depot. My fault, not depot. Cheers now. Get on to the rest of the video. We have grown massively since Simon and Michael joined the company. When they joined the company, there were 4 lorries driven by themselves, Derek and Stuart. They only had 1 yard, as I previously mentioned, above a small shop in Llandrindod, and was no bigger, or was barely big enough to fit all the vehicles they had then. We now have a much bigger yard in Llandrindod and a yard in Llandybia and 34 lorries, and we hope to continue growing into the future. We're going to keep you updated on how we grow, what decisions we make, any new vehicles. We're going to do reviews on the vehicles we currently have, and we're definitely going to go into more detail about our processes within the company in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and either myself or Simon and Michael will reply to them. Thank you very much for watching.